I came up in a time and a place where I feel like I got a very good education from a public school system in Washington, D.C. Since I've been here, I've been pretty involved with the school system going all the way back when Art Jefferson was superintendent. Been very supportive of DPS. But I think over the last 20, 25 years, our school system here has deteriorated to the point where over 40% of the kids that come in ninth grade don't graduate on time. So the dropout rate is absolutely horrendous. The delivery of those services are not very, very good. And I think it's time for our community to stand up and say, we're not going to take this anymore. We've been losing, on average, for the last 5 years, 10,000 kids a year out of DPS for the obvious reason that in some cases they don't feel safe. In other cases, the parents are disgusted with the kind of education kids are getting. The environment is not conducive to learning. Some cases, the teachers don't give a damn. And what I think we need to do, we got to stop the bleeding as best we can. I don't think you can implode the system because there's not another system that's out there can absorb all of those kids. We still got about 90,000 kids in DPS. I believe in education, and I'm not overly concerned of being protective of anybody, quite frankly. Everybody gives you this lip service that we're for the kids, we're for the kids, we're for the kids, but we continue to do the same thing year after year after year. You've got to have some stable leadership. We haven't had that. The turnover of superintendents is atrocious, okay? And how can you put a plan together when you're constantly turning over your leader and another person comes in with a different plan, with a different idea? I do believe we've got good schools in DPS. I do believe there are some good teachers and administrators in DPS. So you've got to figure out and ferret out who are they, where are they, and give them the resources and the support that they need to continue doing the good things that they do. You can't continue to support failure. If you do, this city is doomed because our future obviously is in the hands of a lot of our young people who are not getting the fundamental education that's necessary to get the kind of jobs of the future. It's been talked about as to whether or not the mayor's office should be responsible for DPS. We went through that 5 years ago when Engler took over the schools, and then we have an elected board today, and after 5 years we've gotten worse. And so I don't think that we can continue down that road. If we really are for the kids, we have got to give them the right kind of school environment for learning. It doesn't matter whether it's DPS, whether it's parochial schools, whether it's private schools or charter schools. If a city is going to be healthy, you've got to make sure that you can deliver the right kind of education to its young people, and we're not doing that. Now, whether or not the governor, who has now brought in a financial manager because of so much mismanagement in the school system, when you lose control of the dollars, you've lost control of everything. And I don't know the guy that's coming in. I'd like to meet him, but you know, with his background and his resume and where he's been successful. So I hope that he will be successful here because we surely need the help. We still are without a superintendent. So when you start talking about curriculum, you know, we may get our house in order from a financial standpoint, but we still are behind the curve when it comes to curriculum. And we've got to get somebody that can come in here and put the right kind of curriculum into the system so our kids not only make sure that they're in a system that's fiscally healthy, but also from a curriculum standpoint, they're learning the things that are necessary to compete down the road. So if in fact I'm mayor and I'm asked to take over the school, that's not something I'm asking for, but if that's the only way that this system is going to work, then I would take on that responsibility.